15 years old, back-to-back playoff 90s, and somehow still not enough. Viabhav Sooryavanshi has just delivered one of the wildest individual finals runs we've seen in T20 cricket, and Rajasthan Royals are still going home. Because Shubman, Gill and the Gujarat Titans did what great teams do. They absorbed the storm, took the game deep, and made a monster chase look routine. The Titans are into the IPL final. RCB are waiting, and suddenly we've got a rematch with some spice. But away from the IPL lies, New Zealand have just given Ireland a harsh reminder of what Test cricket demands. An innings defeat inside 3 days, a maiden five for Blair Tickner, a dominant New Zealand win, and underneath it all, a much bigger question. Is Ireland failing red ball cricket, or is red ball cricket failing Ireland? But let's get into it. As always, if you love your cricket content, make sure to hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel, and get involved in the comments. Let us know your thoughts around the red ball game and how it is treating the smaller nations. Well, let's start with that IPL Qualifier 2 recap. The Gujarat Titans are through to the IPL final. They beat Rajasthan Royals by 7 wickets, chasing down 215 in the Qualifier 2. Rajasthan made 214 for 6. Gujarat replied with 219 for 3. And this was not just a chase. This was Gujarat making a statement, because Rajasthan had the box office story. They had the teenage superstar. They had the chaos weapons. Sooryavanshi made 96 or 47 balls. That's on the back of making 97 in the eliminator. Back-to-back playoff games, back-to-back massive scores, still only 15 years old. At some point, we have to stop talking about him just like he's a potential star. He has arrived. He finishes IPL 26 with 776 runs at a strike rate of almost 240. That's not a breakout tournament. This is ridiculous, almost unbelievable, unfathomable T20 season. And the brutal part for Rajasthan, it still wasn't enough, because this came too much of a one-man mission. Yes, Donovan Ferreira gave them a late kick. Yes, Ravindra Jadeja fought through injury and helped hold things together. But too often it felt like Rajasthan were being dragged by Sooryavanshi rather than a full-powered 11. And that was the difference. GT had 2 players controlling the chase. Rajasthan had 1 player trying to bend the match on his own. Shubman Gill top scored with 104, and this was a captain's innings in every sense. Not frantic, not reckless, not a highlights package for the sake of it, just cold, controlled, clinical batting. He didn't try to out Sooryavanshi. He didn't need to. He just won the game. Sai Sudarshan's 58 was just as important, because he made sure Gujarat never got stuck. This partnership took the oxygen out of Rajasthan. The required rate was never a panic, the scoreboard never a monster, and the chase never had emotion. This is what Gujarat do at their best. They don't always look like the loudest team in the tournament. They don't always look like the most explosive, but they are ruthless. And in a playoff, that is gold. For Rajasthan, the Jadeja injury was a real turning point. He was promoted to bat at number 4, and for a while the move worked. He gave Sooryavanshi support. He kept the innings moving. Then the elbow issue flared up. He had to retire hurt, and the innings lost shape. From there, it got messy. The rhythm disappeared. And suddenly, instead of Rajasthan building a complete innings, it was back to Sooryavanshi having to rescue the ceiling. They did get to 214. It's a decent playoff score. But in what we're seeing in this IPL, we knew that it was likely going to be challenged. And against Gujarat, it wasn't enough. And one more thing matters here for the Titans. Rabada and Siraj bounced back. They were taken apart by RCB in Qualifier 1, but in Qualifier 2, they were sharper. Siraj got Jaiswal, Rabada got Jarrell, and then Rabada later on struck and took Sooryavanshi. So Gujarat go through, Rajasthan go home, but Rajasthan live with the story of the season. Viabhav Sooryavanshi is not one for the future. He is very much must-watch cricket right now. So it's RCB versus Gujarat in the IPL final. This is not just a final. It's a rematch with baggage. RCB absolutely smashed Gujarat in Qualifier 1. They made 254, knocked over Gujarat for 162. Rajat Patidar played one of the great playoff innings. So the first question is obvious. Was that a one-off RCB explosion, or did they expose a real chink in the Gujarat armour? This time, Gujarat, they'll arrive with something important, reassurance, with Gill now in form, Sudarshan in form, and Rabada and Siraj getting some confidence back after that poor Qualifier 1. And the final is in Ahmedabad, and that matters. But RCB won't fear them. Why would they? They just took that bowling attack apart. They dominated the matchup realistically. They're rested, they're confident, and sitting there knowing they have the blueprint. It's really exciting to look ahead to. RCB have the bigger punch. Gujarat have the calmer method. That's the tension. Tomorrow's full preview will come down to 3 questions. Can the Titans contain RCB's power? Can RCB get Gill or Sudarshan early? And does Patidar, Kohli, or one of that other RCB middle order have one more monster night left? We'll dive into that deep tomorrow. For now, GT survived the Sooryavanshi storm. RCB are waiting, and the final has fight. Let's move to some red ball cricket. And New Zealand, they've beaten Ireland by an innings and 79 runs in Belfast. And this was professional from ball one, despite New Zealand having a depleted lineup. New Zealand 490 for 8 declared. Tom Blundell top score with 186. Rachin Ravindra chimed in as well, 121. And Dean Foxcroft got 98. That's how you bury a small test nation. You don't give them hope. You don't let them hang around. You bat once, you bat big, and make them chase the game for 3 days. Ireland made 179 in the first innings. Nathan Smith, the pick of the bowlers for New Zealand, 6 for 40. New Zealand then elected to send them in again, asking them to follow on, and they were bowled out for 232. Stephen Downey made 57. Lorcan Tucker made 50. And Mark Adair played a lively, unbeaten 44. There were flashes, but Test cricket does not reward flashes for long. And let's be honest, this was not only a tough outing for them, it was an understrength Ireland team sent into this war. Blair Tickner finished the job with 5 for 76, his maiden 5-wicket Test haul. New Zealand win inside 3 days. For them, this is almost perfect preparation before England. Big runs, bowlers in rhythm, a dominant win, no wasted energy. They now head to London for a 3-test series, and that is where we'll get a much clearer read on where this New Zealand side sits. For Ireland, the scoreboard is ugly, but the effort wasn't empty. Downey showed fight, Tucker looked organised, and Adair brought some late counterpunch. The problem was that not that Ireland had no moments, the problem was New Zealand had the match. And that's the difference. New Zealand had structure, Ireland had resistance. New Zealand had consistent red ball rhythm, Ireland had red ball scarcity. That's the gap. And that's why this result needs to be seen as more than New Zealand being better, because yes, they were better, much better. This also tells us something about Ireland's reality. And that's where the bigger conversation starts. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Ireland is stuck, and there is no neat romantic answer. When they lose a test inside 3 days, people will just say, oh, well, they're not good enough. They'll say they're not ready. They'll ask why they're playing test cricket at all. But that criticism misses the mark. How are Ireland supposed to become a serious red ball nation if they barely play red ball cricket? They don't play enough tests to build test habits. They don't have a proper domestic red ball structure. The players don't get enough long-form cricket to learn how to bat for sessions, bowl long spells, build pressure, survive tough hours, and recover across multiple days. Then when they finally get a test, they're expected to magically look like a proper test nation. That's not development. That is underbaked exposure. And it's not just Ireland's men. The women's game faces the same issue, as do any of the other fringe test nations. Players are asked to value test cricket, respect test cricket, and be ready for test cricket, despite barely getting to play it. But red ball cricket is not a switch you flick. It's a craft, it's a repetition, it is patience. Without regular matches, it becomes novelty. And when it becomes a novelty, the standard drops. Then when the standard drops, administrators get another excuse to play less of it. That's the cycle. So what do Ireland do from here? Well, there are two options. Option one, commit properly. Play more red ball cricket. Make sure they're getting consistent tests. Maybe look to build some sort of first-class structure or ingratiate yourselves further into the English structure. Accept short-term pain, accept some defeats, accept the scorecards might get ugly for a little while before they get better. That is cricket's romantic answer. And honestly, it's the only answer if you want Ireland to become a meaningful test nation, or if you want there to be any opportunity in world cricket to expand the test-playing nation footprint and number. But option two is the commercial answer. Focus on white ball cricket, T20s, franchise leagues, India tours, broadcast-friendly windows, shorter games, quicker money, more casual fans, a better chance of keeping the lights on. Essentially, the short sugar hit. And for Cricket Ireland, look, it's not technically selling out. But for world cricket, it's something they need to be reviewing. Test cricket should be growing. It shouldn't just be shrinking because of T20 cricket. We need to find a balance. This might be a survival decision for Cricket Ireland. The ICC needs to look at it as a bigger problem. Red ball cricket needs money, time, and patience. White ball cricket is the quick sugar hit. And in modern cricket, unfortunately, the sugar is usually winning. So Ireland's loss to New Zealand is not just a cricket result. It's a warning sign because the worst option is the middle ground. Too little red ball cricket to improve, just enough red ball cricket to be beat. That helps no one. Either commit to the pain or make the white ball pivot. I'm certainly leaning to the first. But drifting in between is where dreams go to slowly get strangled by spreadsheets. And unfortunately, that's where we sit, and we're only going to see more of it as more of the smaller test nations start to deprioritise red ball cricket because they don't have the support and structures. But Gujarat, while they're into the IPL final, Shubman Gill stood up. GT survived another outrageous Viabhav Sooryavanshi innings. RCB are waiting, and tomorrow will break that final down properly. New Zealand have rolled Ireland inside 3 days, and Ireland are left with a brutal question. Are they building a test future or just borrowing the format once every couple of years? That's your Cricket Daily. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel, and jump into the comments. Let us know, is Gujarat's calm enough to stop RCB's firepower? And should Ireland and other nations be doubling down on red ball cricket, or just walk away altogether and put their energy where the money is? There's plenty to break down. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow on Cricket Daily. And until then, thanks for tuning into your home of Black and White Sports. No great opinions here.